I had just finished up a first date with a gorgeous girl, and I was dropping her off at home, and it became very, very clear that she wanted me to come inside and spend the night. And every primal instinct inside of me wanted to go inside, but instead I gave her a hug, said goodnight, and I knew that I could not go out with her again because during that date, I took the 6-question test. Have you ever struggled with trying to figure out when to break up with a guy? Well, I've got 6 questions that can help guide you to get a clear-cut decision on whether to continue the relationship or whether you should end it. This was originally shared with me. It was a Q&A from an Ann Landers article, and it's really powerful. If you just ask yourself these 6 questions, they're incredibly helpful in guiding in how to make that right decision. Question number 1, does your decision sound logical and right to you? Ignore what anyone else thinks. Ignore what your emotions are telling you. Does it logically make sense for you to break up or end the relationship? So for me, on this date, this girl was drinking a lot. She wanted to get drunk and she wanted to sleep together on the first date, and I was looking for a lifelong committed relationship. So even though emotionally every primal instinct in me wanted to go upstairs and to spend the night with her, I knew logically that that was not the right decision for me. Furthermore, I can even take question number 1 further and ask myself, what are my motives? What do I really, really want here? Why am I thinking about doing what I'm doing? Am I staying with someone because it looks good to other people? Am I staying with someone because I've got an event to go to and I don't want to be alone? Am I staying with someone because I care what my family or friends think? What are my real motives in staying with this person, and what are my real motives in ending it? Question number 2, does it pass the test of sportsmanship? What if everyone made a similar decision that you are going to make in ending a relationship? What if everyone ended a relationship because of their ego? What if everyone ended a relationship because their partner doesn't look good to them in front of their friends? What if everyone stayed in a relationship if that person isn't truly treating them with kindness and love? What if everyone stayed in a relationship with someone that they knew in their gut it's not the right long-term fit? Ask yourself, does this pass the test of sportsmanship? Number 3, where will this course of action lead to? How it'll affect you and others? Think about it, really future project. What's this going to look like if you make this decision, and how is it really going to affect you and other people? Is it helpful in the short term, but harmful in the long term? Are you making a rash decision? Think about the future and how will this affect you in the long term? For me, I knew that if I went up there and if I continued a sexual relationship with this girl and ultimately it wasn't going to be the right fit, then I would have been using her. I would have been dishonest and been kind of a jerk myself. So for me, if I future paced it and looked in the future, it was definitely not the right fit. Number 4, will you look back at this and think well of yourself? How will you feel about the decision you're making? If you stayed with someone that really wasn't treating you in the way that you deserve to be treated, how will you feel when you look back and make this decision? Are you going to feel regret? Are you going to wish you would have had more time to see if this person is a good fit or not? Or would you regret not standing up for yourself and doing what you know is right? Number 5, and this one's one of my favorites. For just a moment, separate yourself from this problem. Separate yourself from the relationship and imagine that this is the problem of the person that you respect most in this world. Maybe it's a woman that you just really look up to and respect, and if there's no one in your life that you really look up to and respect, then think about maybe someone that's not in your life, a celebrity, maybe someone dead or alive, like Jacqueline Onassis, someone really extraordinary and classic, someone that you would aspire to be more like. Think about how would she handle a situation like this? What would she do? Would she stay with this person, or would it be a no-brainer? She would absolutely not tolerate it. Think about that and ask yourself, why don't I value myself in the same way that this woman values herself? Why don't I act in the same way that I would imagine the person that I respect most in this world would act? And number 6, hold this decision up to the glaring light of publicity. If your family and friends, in fact, if the whole world, if your relationship was broadcast, if the moments of your relationship were video recorded and publicized to the world, how would you feel about your decision to either break up or stay with this person? Would you feel embarrassed or ashamed that you would stay with someone that treated you this way? Or would you feel embarrassed or ashamed that you would be making a decision that might be shallow or egotistical or short-sighted? The truth is, there's never a single right answer. Making these decisions are typically never black and white. There's always some gray area, and all we can do is the best that we can, looking at our motives and trying to make a decision that's best for all. These 6 questions can help guide you and give you more clarity so you can make the decision that ultimately you feel is best for you. When I applied these 6 questions, even though every ounce in my primal being wanted to go up into that apartment, I made the decision to drop her off, and the next date that I went on was with my wife. So sometimes when you make the right decision, not necessarily the decision that you want to, but the right decision, ultimately it will lead you to the place that you need to be. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you've seen and would like to get notified of all my future videos, please hit the subscribe button below this video. And after you hit the subscribe button, that little red button, hit the little bell next to it so you get notified. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.